recording. And I will also share the document in the chat so everyone can have a look and add content. So if you have any content that you'd like to discuss, please add it here. Let's start with some status updates. So we did the release of 0.8.1, which is a bug fix releases, mainly bug fixes, since we found some hiccups in how we handle the tasks. If you're running in a fast environment, there might be the chance that two different jobs are created to fulfill a single task. So you might get two Slack notification, for instance, and we fixed that. Helm chart have been released and everything is available. Then from Anna, a bit of controller runtime hell. Please tell us.
Yes, if you want to open the links, basically in the APAC for the scheduling gates, we need to update the controller runtime and the Kubernetes version. We had a contributor working on that, but we had to take over because of the dependency health. So we have cross dependencies between certificate manager, metric operator, and our operator. While working on that, we found out this bug in the fake client of the controller runtime. This we use in all of our unit tests and component tests. And basically, the mistake is in the update function. If we update the state of a resource, this is not done correctly. This simple bug fix provided in the link should fix it, but this has not been released yet as a version, so I would suggest we wait a bit to move on. If you check the current state of the PR I was working on, the integration test and the unit test of the metric operator are now passing with that change. There has been also some changes in the Kubernetes library we were not expecting, such as changes in the validation webhook and interface, and changes in the usage of the fake client. We need to explicitly add any kind of resource which has a status in the fake client in a way that is slightly different. So this requires a big bunch of changes. So I will link this, and whenever we take this over, more things have to be done than what we expected at the beginning.
Thank you, Anna. And yeah, so let's pause this implementation until they do the release of the bug fix in the controller runtime, and then we can bump all our operators. And this brings me to the next topic about next priorities, since we need to stop our work towards start to adopting the readiness gates. I would suggest to change the priorities. Instead of focusing on the release gates, since we have this dependency on the controller runtime, let's focus on the umbrella chart. So right now we call ourselves toolkit, but you cannot pick and choose your own tool for your own type of task that you want to solve. Therefore, I think we should really focus on providing the umbrella chart so you can really pick the tools that you need. And also there is this security check from the security tag. So I asked this long time ago in September 2021. And we started a document. Here it is. The kind of issue in this document is that we are targeting version 1 of Keptn. And since now we switch to KLT, I let them know that we switch the main project of Keptn. We would like now to have a security review on KLT instead of the Keptn v1. So we will work on having a new self-assessment document ready for the security tag to pick it up and do a review. Why this? Security tag reviews are great to also have more publicity because we can have a check mark that says, okay, we are safe. You can use us in production without any security problems. But also it allows us to see if we have all the process in place to fulfill security requirements. Whenever there is a security vulnerability, like we had a few weeks ago, that was a minor one in Keptn V1, we had a process. So we could tackle the problem of this Helm chart bucket takeover. And we fixed that. But for KLT, we don't know if we have everything put in place for addressing security vulnerabilities. And this is a great way of discovering that out. Then good first issues. So today I was speaking a bit with Anna, and we are a bit running low in amount of good first issues available in the repository. So we look into create new ones so the community members can start to pick up and try to contribute more to Keptn and KLT in particular. But also I would like to discuss a bit the reassigning policy, because we have some issues assigned to community members, but now they are not responding anymore, or they have some private life things that are going on, so they will only be able to address these issues in a month from now. How we should handle this reassigning policy? Open question to everyone in the round here. Should we put some sort of graceful period? If you don't provide a PR in 2 weeks, then we can assign to another community member.
We also have PRs that are out there with comments that have been sitting there for a long time and the owner has not responded to them. Should we have a deadline on that too?
I think that is something that we could bring over the line as maintainers. We
Yeah,
can just finish up whatever is missing and merge them,
yeah,
since we can even usually at least push back to the maintainers branch directly
okay.
Not only if they have
if they allow it, but it's by
Yeah.
default allowed.
Yeah, no.
For issues, we do have the stale label automatically assigned after some period. I forgot how long. But only if there's no activity at all on the issue.
We add a label like need to be reassigned or need to be reviewed.
We could add special handling to good first issues to the stale bot, basically, if we want to have the other stale pipeline now, actually. Which could be a good first issue in itself.
Fair, yeah. 2 weeks sounds good. Should we bump to 3-4?
I would do it the
no.
same way as the stale bot does it. You wait 2 weeks, apply the stale label, so to say, which would be like I don't know, a warning or something, and then 1 week after you unassign or so.
Sounds good.
But then again, the stale bot would only add the needs to be unassigned label or something, and will print a comment.
At least we know without having to reopen them every time.
And they will be bumped to the top of the issues list.
Yes.
So 2 weeks, add reassign label. After a further week, remove the SNE. So it's
I would maybe extend it a little bit and do 3 weeks and then 1 week or something.
yeah, it makes sense. Or 2 and
Weeks is
2.
pretty short.
I
Really
mean,
depends on the timeline of the epics.
exactly.
But that's
So-
it's we do that. It's not an automation. So if the timeline of the epic is important, we can.
Override this rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is for the
um,
automation.
we're speaking about 3 weeks without activity, right? So I guess that's quite a lot of time. So if also the issue can be assigned to a person for more than 3-4 weeks, but there needs to be some activity there, at least some status updates, how it's
At least
going.
a push.
or-
yeah.
So now, Rakshit, since you are one of the committee members, what's your opinion on this?
I think it is enough time. I agree with you all that there should be a comment or a status update. Like if she is busy, then he should update that I am busy and I'll update on it in the coming weeks. So I think it is good.
Perfect. Nice. As a comment. Members. Anything else for this topic? Then
Who's gonna create the ticket for it?
perfect. Thank you, Morris, for volunteering.
Okay.
Oops. Look.
And as we agreed, I will go through the existing one and remove old and add new.
Thank you, Anna. Oopsie, I cannot type today. Perfect. Okie dokie. Thanks for volunteering. Now, Rakshit, you have a question.
Yeah. So now that the question is that now that we have the time frame feature for Keptn metric, so should we provide an example on how to use it under examples about directory, or should we leave it for the future once we have the aggregation functions available, feature available?
I would say at the moment you can adapt this query because
Okay.
here we are already doing an aggregation for the last minute. So you could try to remove this 1 minute and provide the time interval here as a 1 minute.
Okay.
And afterwards, when you finish with the time, the vector,
Aggregation function. Mhm.
yeah, exactly, then provide a standalone example for that.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks you actually for doing the work. So up to the current metric time frame field. Once the aggregation part is completed, let's add a new full-fledged example. Perfect. Any other topic from the rest of the group here? Okie dokie. We can then close the meeting. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for the discussions and have a great rest of your day.
Okay. Thanks all.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.